I know you guys have had your group for a while now. How many of you have
Yes.
businesses? As Peter's popping in his Hawaiian shirt.
Well,
Peter!
oh, here he is.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Can you hear me all
Peter,
right?
your group.
Can you see me all right?
Yeah.
Well, we can see you. Yeah.
We won't qualify that, is it? Okay, great. So we have 11 out of the 20 on board. Who have we got new so far? I see there's Linda there. Hello, Linda. And I see Beth. Hello, Beth. Welcome to the madness.
Hey, Beth.
And Noreen is hiding.
Thank you for unmuting me.
Okay. There's Noreen now. Okay.
I'm having problems. I'm on my phone rather than the computer. I'm not getting anywhere on the computer, so.
Oh, one of those days.
Any techniques in the
Friday.
audience?
One of those
Anyone
weeks.
can help.
Where is
Yeah. That's me.
Okay.
Anyway.
Ava is saying she forgot. Eva. Is it Eva or Ava? I know it's remind me.
Eva.
Or Eva.
Eva.
You forgot to do your homework.
I did. I'm only just remembering it. Sorry.
What am I going to do with you? Oh, talking of homework, I forgot to get a notebook and pen. Give me 1 second.
Eva, you can do it on the fly though.
What was it? I can't even remember what it was.
You gotta come up with a sentence.
You
You
had
gotta
to.
come up with a catchy sentence of
Catchy set. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
catchy, like what was
That's
it?
done your homework.
Yeah.
I thought you weren't even there. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed now.
Joanna, did you not do it either?
No.
Oh.
I thought that me and Rob Reynolds are going to sit down the back and just, heckle.
Yeah,
Can I join you?
Yes.
just the gold corner.
Yeah, I don't see the aerospace guy on here that was talking about the
He'll-
pollution of blowing
he'll
up your
be
guys'
here.
country.
He'll fly in.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Hi,
Oh, there's
Teresa. I
Rob,
haven't seen
right?
you in a while.
Sorry, who am I?
Teresa, me, Eva,
Okay, Eva. Hard
and
to know.
Owen. How are you?
To look in. I know.
There's
And Bevan's
Owen as
here.
well.
Hello,
Rob,
everyone.
I'm joining you down the back because I forgot my homework, so we'll mess down the back.
Yeah, Peter won't see us. Peter won't see us down the back.
There's no messers down the back.
We'll
That's
just
not
turn our
tolerated.
cameras off.
Yeah.
Okay, and everybody must have their microphone on. I'm seeing
Yeah.
Bevan. That's it.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
on now.
interactive. You have to join in. Okay. So excellent. All right. So how many have we got now? We've 14. We should have 20 coming. Anyhow, how is everybody?
Good.
Great, Peter.
Great.
Yeah.
There it
Have
is.
we all had a good week?
Yeah, Monday's
Yes.
just around the corner.
Monday. You mean next week's just around the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Look. Anyway, hopefully not a bad one. Oh God, Joanna's got her halo on again, trying to pretend she's someone she's not.
I'm really, really sorry, but I just didn't get time to do my homework, and I really tried. I wanted to be a good girl, but I don't know what happened.
It's not about hey. Here's the thing. There's a prize. How many put your hands up? Who did your homework?
You don't get my homework.
I did. I wouldn't
Oh,
lie.
you goody two
Okay.
shoes.
Okay, so
Did you?
only about 5 did the homework.
You didn't tell me
Okay.
that homework.
Now we'll excuse the new people because they didn't realise there was homework. So that's
Yeah.
No, I did my homework. I'm new. I went back and I
Yeah.
watched everything.
We have a
okay.
new
You
club in
went
the
back and
club.
watched. All right.
Video, Beth.
Excellent. Well, that's straight to the top of the class. And for those of you who didn't realise, there was a task for today. There's a competition, and the competition is to see who could come up with the best line to clarify what they do, to grab the attention in less than 4 to 5 seconds. Isn't that right? And there is a prize. What's the prize, guys? Who remembers what the prize is?
2 weeks.
2 hour Zoom session with you.
Yeah, 2 hours.
2-hour one-to-one Zoom session, a little bit
Oh,
higher
you
than
said
we're
it was a
doing here.
prize, not a punishment.
Let me just put that in the report.
The second
Joanne.
prize is 3 hours.
Joanne Griffin could
Oh,
try
what's the
harder.
prize then?
Rob, get
What?
rid of this one, will you?
Anyway, it's been a great week. There's Noreen now on twice.
Yeah, hold on.
Um,
Aren't you bored?
Look, it's been a great week, guys. At my end, who'd like to see what happened this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let you in on a couple of things here. I'm just going to open a shared screen. Bear with me.
There's the big green button down the end, Peter.
Yeah. There's always one. So we started off in the newspaper,
Yay!
which was
Yay!
great.
Well
To get in the
done.
Sunday
Well done.
Times, which was super. You don't get that every day of the week. All right. And
Is that you?
that's me. I know. That's what I look like in my confirmation suit.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the angle, Beth. He's
It
actually
is the angle. It is the angle. I know. I look very tall in it. It's weird. But
I thought
anyway,
that was
that was
it.
that one, and that got great reaction and got stuff. But the big one, guys, this week, isn't that what we are used to with the Zoom presentation? With an online presentation for most people, that's what we're used to looking at all day, every day. So I got the opportunity on Tuesday to go live to almost 1,000 people in 27 countries for Microsoft.
Oh, wow.
And
Great.
this was the setup we had.
Wow.
Great.
Wow. Brilliant.
Morning Ireland is calling, definitely.
And poor old wheat chips.
Did you
It's a
actually
pink
buy 'em?
goldfish.
Oh, purple goldfish.
A purple goldfish.
Purple
Of
goldfish.
course, yeah.
So that was the big excitement this week, guys. First person in the world to do a business presentation for a company like that to that level of quality.
Fabulous.
Done.
So,
That's amazing.
Done.
Congratulations, actually. We're giving you a clap.
So,
When can we see it?
well, I'm hoping to have an edit of it next week, guys.
Oh, great.
Oh, cool.
So we'll see. We got that out there, but it was a bit of crack, and something completely different. So that's where we
You're the
are.
only person I know who would call that a bit of crack. The rest of us would die a death. But anyway.
Well, I am ball. I don't care. To hell with it. Anyhow, right. So we're going to start off. Now, thank you for your lovely mails and what have you this week. It's always nice to get nice feedback from people. But there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Today, we're going to talk about details and getting things right. So before we go into the competition, there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about, okay? Spelling and stuff like that. And God above, like, you're all adults. I shouldn't have to be talking to people about this. But I want to talk about things like adjectives and adverbs and words that should be in certain places and spelt in certain ways, okay? Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. So think about exclamations that you would use. So that is, he is, go for a, right? They're not always spelled the same and they should have different spellings. So when you want to give out to somebody about their work, that is shite. With an E on the end. Are you with me?
Yeah.
He is
Tosser.
shit. Without the E on the end. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And if you're going to go for a
Shit. A crap.
a pony and trap, right? Now, I think that this depends on what it is, right? So you could go for a shit or you could go for a shite. Now, when would you use, which word would you use and where?
I don't think they use that in US.
Well, it's about time they were taught it, right? So my suggestion is that you could go for a shit, right? An everyday one. But if you were to go for a shite, I would suggest you keep it for quite a meaty one. Okay? You know the type of thing, moments after it's left you, you realise it should have
Too
been
much.
hand lowered.
Too much information.
It's
Too
always
much,
Where's Louise?
is not-
too
Where's
much
Louise?
information.
Right? Anyway, the point is, no, they're not the same, are they? So
No.
here's the reason I brought it up. That is, can you guess now where the problem was with the messages that came to me? That is bollocks. That's how it's spelled, O-C-K-S. He is V-O-L-L-I-X. You with me?
Yeah.
And is also B-O-L-L-O-C-K-S.
Ah.
Does that make sense? Because I got a whole lot of messages where the wrong one was in the wrong place. Am I teaching you nothing?
These days, Peter. That's the status Irish education system.
I know, it's shocking.
Shocking. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, you with me? We all good with this? Do I need to do this again?
No.
No. Okay. Excellent. We can move on. Right. So I think what we should do is we should go straight into the competition. Who is ready to go into the competition? Yeah?
Kelly, Beth,
Excellent.
Teresa.
Sorry?
Kelly, Beth, Teresa, Stephanie.
Kelly, Beth, Teresa.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to, I don't want to be accused of picking anybody to start, but you know what? I'm just going to work from top left-hand corner. And top left-hand corner on my screen is Teresa.
Oh my God, first again.
Well,
It's not one sentence, but
okay.
it's not too big either, okay?
Okay.
I listened to the recordings. I wasn't there last week, and I saw that you had a prop. So I've got a prop as well. And I have the globe.
Ah.
Ooh.
Oh.
So there is 195 countries in the world. And where you see all the little white tack rather, this is where Mauve global group of companies have a presence. So it's 112 of those out of 195. So through our global companies, we can arrange employment for your staff to work legally and compliantly without you having to register your business. So wherever we are in the world, you can be too.
Very good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Wherever you are in the world, we can be too. So guys, will we do a clapometer?
Clapometer. Oh.
Is that a good,
Yeah.
what's a good way to score this that's fair? Will we do a clapometer or are you just going to leave it to me?
That was like
Leave it to you.
leave it to you.
Oh, thanks a thousand. Right, okay, so. I really like that, I have to say. I really like that, and I like the bit about wherever we are, you can be too. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. All right, excellent. Now, next across, I'm just going straight across. Next up for me is Kelly. You had your hand up to say you did one.
Oh, well, you helped me with one. And it's tweaked. Okay. This is kind of like vulnerable opening up to the group here. So
Mhm.
be kind. Be kind to the Texan.
You're safe.
You're safe.
All right. I help you reclaim your life and time while navigating chronic illness better and quicker.
Navigating chronic illness better and quicker. Okay. What do we think, guys?
Very good.
Does it
Very
explain
good.
it?
Very
I
good.
like it. I didn't have the
Yeah.
imagination, but yeah, I know
Sorry,
exactly.
what was that?
I didn't have the imagination, like I didn't see myself in it, but I
Okay.
can't.
Okay.
Fair.
There was one word that kind of got to me, guys. What was it?
Help.
Help.
Oh, yes. That's right.
We don't use help.
Don't
Takes a
use
while
help.
to get used to that one.
Okay. And that's for everybody. So everybody knew, you see it on LinkedIn. We help people to do this. We help people to do that. I help this. I help that. Throw it away. It's the weakest word in the world. Okay. Because help means maybe it will and maybe it won't. So we don't use it. All right.
You will reclaim?
Sorry?
You will reclaim?
You will reclaim, yeah. Yeah. It's an action word, isn't it? Okay. Right. So, excellent. Okay. Who is next? Beth, you had one.
Well, I have to say, Peter, when I was listening to last week's call,
Yes.
I'll tell you what really got to me was the whole concept when you were talking about when you ask the time. Nobody
Yes.
cares how the watch is made. They just want to know what time it is.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that whole idea sort of flipped my mind over, which was brilliant because it got me to think about what do I give, right? What do you give? Do you give the time? Actually, it all worked out that there was somebody on LinkedIn who actually did the same exercise and said, I've just been talking with a colleague and here's my sentence of what I do. And her sentence was 2 or 3 sentences long. And I thought, no, it's not what you do. Don't want to know what the watch does. I just want to know what time it is. So I have to say thank you for that because that was really helpful yesterday. And so with that in mind, my sentence is, now I don't know if anybody knows what I do, and I'm not going to tell you because hopefully you can figure it out. But I provide methods to manage your mind.
I provide methods to manage your mind. Okay. Okay.
Torture. You're a torture contractor, Beth. We have ways of making you talk. Yeah.
Brainwasher.
So the burnt stick and poking it in people's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Was there anything missing with that one, guys?
Maybe the so that.
I'd like a so that. We provide we show you how to manage your mind so that, okay? Just something in there, okay? Brilliant. Okay. Who is next? Stephanie is next on my line.
Great. Teresa, I'm totally taking your idea of a prop, except I improvised now with my phone. Okay, so just to give a preface, who's had one of these this week, which is a painkiller just from any type of work stress? Either today, yesterday, this week, has anyone grabbed a painkiller?
Yes.
Great, so have I had one today as well. So I'm the all-in-one pharmacy painkiller who can make you feel as calm as a gentle stream. So I give you fast pain relief from not knowing who to target, building your online presence, and basically giving you a starting point. But unlike my competitor, Panadol Extra, I work faster than I had it here, damn it, the speeding train.
That's
So
super.
that's it
Okay.
there. It's a bit
Visual
long.
there.
I think the first part sounds like every other business coach.
Yeah,
I like the second half.
I'm the all-in-one pharmacy painkiller.
And the speedy train thing.
And the speedy train thing. Yeah, I know. I was trying to condense it a bit more, but I wasn't sure where. And I kind of did this quite quickly as well, because I was like, oh no, homework.
No,
Okay.
I have 2. And at the end, Peter, I'm going to say the second one.
Okay. Now, okay, guys. Any thoughts on Stephanie's one?
I like the
Feedback, welcome.
visuals.
Huh?
Got the imagination going.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if you hadn't said social media or digital that I'd know that that's what you're involved with. I think I'd be a bit unclear.
Okay, yeah. No, my foot
Yeah,
works.
I think you know it so well, Stephanie, that you're in your mind, you're already thinking marketing.
Yeah.
But you actually didn't say marketing.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Just needed a bit more clarity, but you're kind of going on the right path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, I thought it was way too long.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you go back to the watch example, we want it really quickly. We want it really succinctly.
Yeah.
Okay. So the right customer is in front of you without the headaches. Tell me who doesn't want that. What does everybody want? They want more customers and they want the right customers. Stephanie puts the right customers in front of you without the headaches. Aha. There'll be a queue around the block.
Yeah.
Peter, we should have had you the other one. Basically, shouldn't I?
Okay. Now, next on my, Linda, do you have one?
Well, I just made one up just now.
You made one up, brilliant.
Yay!
Okay.
I don't know. I only saw the first half of last week, so I haven't got, you'll have to give me the extra tips with the so that and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I've just crossed out help already.
Okay.
So I've reviewed it to say, I train employees to stay sane in the madness of COVID-19.
I train employees to stay sane in the madness of COVID-19. I really like that.
Yeah, it's really good.
I really, really, really like that. Okay.
It's a bit risky though in mental health to use words like that though. That's the only thing.
To use the word sane. Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty good.
You
Because
know,
I'm also working in private practice, so I have to watch the judgment part.
You could try strong, remain strong in.
Yeah.
Or just on top of things.
Stay well.
Or just on top of things.
Stay on top of things, yeah, because that's what everybody will feel, right? Overwhelmed.
I liked sane.
Yeah, I like it too, Kelly.
Well, no.
I'm an ER nurse by trade. I mean, love it.
I'm going to say that I like the fact that it was quite succinct. I like the fact that you had the strong words in it because you grabbed my attention, okay? Don't be afraid of, running out and trying to be too PC. The world has gone too PC and we've turned into a world of grayness, okay? Trust me, this is a fella who has a thing on his web. He opened his website and this is a fish with a gun to the head going, hire me or the fish gets it, right? That's not PC. You with me? But it grabs the attention. It's short and it's punchy and it's memorable. Do you know what I mean? Okay. The only thing I would take out is I would take out the word train.
Yeah, that was my question.
And say give. Do you know why? Because what does train sound like?
Work.
Help. And who wants to do work?
No.
Nobody.
And that's a fact, okay? What is the longest queue of the week in your local newsagent? Saturday afternoon to buy lotto tickets so that people can live without working, okay? It is the one thing everybody wants is to get stuff for fuck all, right? So don't make it sound like there's work in it. I give, I provide, right? I provide you with the clarity to, or whatever it is. Does that make sense? But I have to say, for a first go that was just made up on the spot, nice one. Okay. Super.
I like it, Linda. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Linda, I struggled with the same concept with the whole idea of trained. Do I use the word or do I not use the word? Because some people don't want to be trained. So I think it's going through an exercise like this was really an exercise in vocabulary.
Yeah. We'll come back to that in a few minutes, right? I'm going to do something on the board for you guys because most of you won't have seen it before. For those of you who have, it'll be a great reminder, okay? So next on my list is Owen. Owen, did you see, you weren't here last week, were you?
I was, actually.
You were. Do you want to have a go?
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
I make your ideas come true.
Succinct.
Are you a dating expert?
Oh, yes.
That's your dreams coming true, Joanne.
Oh, I thought they were all ideas. Sorry.
I make your ideas come true.
You're an innovation, aren't you, Owen? It's like,
Yeah, so it's a pitch to organizations. It's a very business organization, big team pitch. And it's something like that could be used in real life, but it would be couched. There would be formality involved. There are people in suits.
Okay. So what do we think, guys?
I've got one as well, Peter.
On the clapometer?
I like it.
I like it.
Yep. Short, punchy.
Well done, yeah.
I love the fact that it was very short and very punchy, okay? Now, apart from that, and I like the fact that it wasn't I have to. I like the fact that it was a make, it's a power word, it's an action word, it's a doing word, we can get behind it. I make your ideas come true. What does that now sound like? It sounds like the old fairy tale, make your dreams come true. What happens when we read fairy tales? Do we believe it?
No.
No. So I'm only going to just throw this. This is the way people's subconscious work. You have to play with it. Now, but if you said, I make your ideas happen.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much.
That's what it says on the website.
Okay. Okay, you've already got it. Okay.
We use it. but
Okay.
it needs to be developed and it needs to be pitched to individual groups depending on their context.
Yeah, but it's a great start. It's short, it's punchy. And what is the point of these lines, guys? It's to get somebody to ask you a question back. It serves no other purpose, right? What we want to do you remember this from last week? It was to stop people with the eyes glazing over and going, oh, Christ, where do I go and get a cup of tea, right? It's to get away from that. It's to stop them and go, how do I do that? How do you do that? Whatever it is, okay? So I like that, Owen. Very good. Okay. Next on my line here is Jean.
Oh, okay. So mine is changing as I'm listening to all the feedback coming, so I'm just going to wing it here. But what if I could stop plates spinning for you? What would that enable you to achieve in your daily life?
What if I could stop plates spinning for you? What would that allow you to achieve?
Enable you to achieve in your daily life.
Okay. I love the fact that you brought in the questions into it, because it's bringing it in straight away and it's making me ask myself these questions, okay? What we're doing with it, the thing with it is it's presupposing that somebody is conscious that they're spinning plates. Does that make sense?
Sorry, Peter, the sound went on me.
It's presupposing that they are...
I missed what you said.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's part of a pitch that I'm working on to come up where someone will have already been telling me their problems, you see.
Yeah.
And so for part of me, the lead into it is I'm listening to you that you're spinning one too many plates. What could I, if I could stop those plates spinning for you, what would that enable you to achieve? So it's a lead into part of a current pitch I'm working on, something very specific I'm working on.
Okay, very good. I like what you're talking about there. I just think it's presupposing that people are already conscious that they're spinning plates. So I would just change the first bit to, how often do you feel like you spend most of your time spinning plates?
Okay.
Okay, and then that makes people go, oh God, I never thought of it that way. Does that make sense? And then you say, what would it mean to you if I could help
I mean,
you
everybody spins plates all the time. I mean, that's what we do. You have several things going on at the one time. It's when those spinning plates get out of control that it's a problem.
Yeah.
Are you spinning too many plates?
Yeah, or even that people are conscious that they're spinning plates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess what I want to do, Peter, is take people into that place where that realization, oh Jesus, I am actually spinning too many plates. So I want them to feel like that, so that then they do want my services.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So I want them to actually feel that. So, and it's something I want to deliver very slowly, actually. It's not going to be more so catchy. It's more going to be slow and a kind of a mindful type of question I put to them.
Yeah.
For them to relate to it.
Okay.
So it's not catchy in terms of that.
No worries. No worries. Okay. Great. Now, next on my, has anybody got anything to add to that, by the way?
I was just going to say that when you said you stop spinning plates for people, for me, I just thought some of those plates might need to keep spinning. So if you're going to stop spinning them, that maybe that means that you have to cancel some things, or you can't do, it's kind of, there's an inference that you can't do all those things at the same time. So maybe if you could say, keep this plate spinning with you or something, or
help you have,
I had that
plates.
bit too, actually. Yeah, I had that bit too, but I've kind of felt, so I'm still working on it, because I had that angle as well, where what if I could stop those plates spinning for you?
Yeah.
Another angle.
Are the important ones?
It's work in progress.
Yeah, very good. Okay, next on my line is Joanne. You said you didn't do your homework.
Oh, well,
Have you made one up in the meantime?
I'll make one up, but you can see what you think of this. So I want to ask everybody here, how many apps have you got on your phone at the moment?
Just deleted loads of them at the weekend because they're driving me mad. Loads.
So I think I've got 3 screens worth of apps. And so how many of them do you use every day?
A handful. 5%.
1 screen.
5, 6. That's it.
So I design technology that people love. That people.
What? We were supposed to go down. We were supposed to fail together, Joanne. Yeah, stab me in the back.
You remind me of my friends who used to say, I never studied, and then they still get an A.
That's it exactly. That's it exactly, Linda. Yeah.
I was thinking of like a dusty trophy on a shelf, and I was going to go, you know, you've got this dusty trophy on the shelf, but do you design technology to put it on the shelf, or do you want people to use it? But
yeah.
Very good. I like that. Anybody got anything to add to that?
Technology is very broad, Joanne. Design.
What kind of technology?
Any technology that involves people using it.
Okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
It's anything. I mean, we all interact with technology. We're all people, and we all have brains, and our neuroscience works a certain way. So it appears it works for every kind of technology. It's behavioral design.
Peter, Joanne just called you a person.
I know it's debatable, but you know, the doctor said I sort of am, so I'll have to work with it.
Did you get that second opinion?
Yeah, I'm still trying to find somebody who's got the courage to give me one.
Yeah.
Was that before or after he stuck his finger in the sore point?
Yeah.
Very good. Eva.
Okay, so I made one up.
Okay.
As we were doing. So I've actually just named my business. I've been working on it for a while. So, but I don't have my website yet. So it's called Act on Sales, because that's my second name. So I may as well use it. Act on Sales.
Act on Sales.
Yeah. So Act on Sales wins you new customers by guiding your sales strategy.
Act on Sales wins you new customers.
By guiding your sales strategy.
Okay. Right, guys, what do we think?
I don't need guiding.
Yeah, well, I love just the first part.
Yeah, the first part of it was good, but the guiding is very close to helping.
Okay.
And it's also a bit of how it works, isn't it? A little bit of here's what's inside my watch.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the link between what the final result is, but that they are very much involved in it. So I'm not out there getting them the results, but and I don't want to use the word help.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, ultimately, they will get new customers. That's the ultimate result. So, or maybe I should just go Act on Sales wins a new customers, so you can. So that.
Yeah.
No, that is the so that. That's what people want. They want to win more customers. So that is your so that.
Right.
Okay. So the way it came across to me was, remember last week we said, somebody stops you in the street and says, have you got the time? You would run a mile if they said, yes, I do. But before I do, let me tell you about how I can have the time because I have a watch, etc. You don't want to hear that. Right? So what you've done is and then they give you the time. What you did there was you did the first bit and that was perfect. But then you said, but now that you know the time, let me tell you how I gave it to you. Right? Okay. So you were throwing that bit in. You know, do you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes.
So even it's perfectly simple. You've already got the result of it. Act on Sales wins you new customers.
Okay.
What else do you don't need to justify it.
Yeah.
Okay. If they say, how do you do that? Then you've got them engaged and you're in the conversation, right?
Okay.
Remember what I said, it's only a step to the next bit.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, right. Because I would have given you 95% for the first bit, but you went and ruined it by chucking in the second bit.
Damn it! 95%, Peter!
Oh, Michael is next on my screen.
Hey.
Are we going to have a go?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, one sec. You see this?
Yep.
100% human. Okay.
Are you 100% human? Come join me to develop together human to human relations.
Ooh, is this tender?
Tender or Tinder?
Sorry, Tinder. See, I don't know it myself.
Well, you didn't answer, is it?
So tell me, it's 100% human, Michael. That's like a company logo or something, is it?
Yeah, no, it's one of my logos. My company's called Keating Relations. Yeah, because it's about building human relations.
Okay.
Within organizations or within families or within companies or whatever, with yourself even.
Okay. Okay.
So.
Do you know what I would do there? Right. It was too long and complicated and I didn't get it. Okay. Yeah. Well, here's what I would suggest is think about when it comes to human stuff and you want to give people human stuff, what is the single greatest slogan I believe in history, and it came out about 25 years ago, and they still use it today. They're one of the only companies still using the same phrase to this day, and that is because you're
worth it. L'Oreal, yeah.
L'Oreal.
Personal care.
100% human, you know, because something like, you know, because you're human.
Mm-hmm.
Dash 100%, something like that to me would be just simplify it down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to everybody else. You know, the people come up with slogans and they're rubbish. People come up with slogans and sometimes they work, and when you work, look at them and go, why have they used that slogan for so long? What is it about it that's working, and what principle can I take that from that and use in my own situation? Does that make sense?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you tell me the difference between a slogan and, say, a tagline, or versus like not a mission statement, but like this one elevator pitch?
I don't think there should be any difference, if I'm honest with you. Okay, you can go on the internet and you can find people who've written whole dissertations to say that, you know, this is a whole science behind a slogan or a whole science behind a tagline, right? Personally, I don't believe that there's any difference, right? I believe that you should have something that just attracts people's attention so that they want to look further into it. You with me?
I am. I'm thinking because my tagline for my company I wouldn't use this for my tagline for the company. So
is one more appropriate verbally and another more appropriate in written? Like I might use my line if I was just introducing myself to somebody kind of tongue in cheek, but I don't think I'd write it down anywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's my question. I guess that's what I'm sort of looking for, because if I'm on the website and I was to put this as my tagline, it wouldn't. I like my like the tagline now sort of says a little bit more what I do, as opposed to that we offer methods in the mind. So this, you're right. I think like, would that be a good way of looking at it? That, you know, if someone were asking me in the elevator, what do you do? Oh, I give you methods to, you know, to manage your mind. That would be in discussion, as opposed to saying I use, you know, I have used neuroscience and psychology to help blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of simplify everything as much as you can. Like, because you're worth it doesn't tell people what it is, but it attracts attention. Just do it doesn't tell anybody what it is, but it attracts the attention. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, and then you can, you know, whatever you've done, whatever you want to do once you've got that attention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to
some of them work out beautifully and will do both into one. But if you're struggling, go for the one that grabs the attention first, so that people are interested. Does that make sense? And you know, funny enough, I saw a thing last night on, I think it was Facebook or maybe it was LinkedIn. It doesn't matter. It was one of those. Somebody put up a post, and it was about Brendan Behan, and he was invited to London to some university to engage in a debate over the difference between prose and poetry. And the first guy stood up and he said he took for 2 hours about all the differences he could see between prose and poetry. And when it came to Brendan Behan's turn, he stood up and he said, there was a young man called Rollocks who worked for Jackson and Pollock's. He took a girl on a date to the beach and they ran into the sea up to their ankles. He said, the first one is prose, but if the tide was in, the second one would have been poetry. Right? So, do you see the point of what I'm saying, yeah? Mm-hmm. So, there shouldn't really be a huge difference. You with me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. It's one of those things now that how, you know, I understood the idea of creating the one sentence, but now to actually put it into the business, which is exactly what we're trying to do here, right?
Yeah.
It's now having to think that creative piece into. It's
a creative piece is the outcome, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Creative piece is the outcome. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do that, okay? So, okay, that's that one. That's Michael. Michael has jumped on my screen for some reason.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Peter. I just thought of another kind of a slogan. I don't know if this would work.
Yeah.
Better relations made simple because you're human.
Better relations made simple because you're human.
Our relations made
relations. I don't know what the word relations.
It's too many words. It's hard to get it out.
What about human relations made simple?
Human relations made simple? I don't know.
I tell you, Michael, I love
They're never simple.
Ruby Wax and her book where she talks about how to be human, you know, and I think sometimes even that just like and I'm hearing what you're saying and I'm thinking about Ruby Wax and her book when I hear what you're trying to relay as well, and it is that bit about how to be human, how to show up and be fully yourself. And I almost think of the word authentic again. It's overused, but it's about showing up in life and how to be real and how to be yourself.
Yeah, for me, is it about embracing humanity? Like when we talk a lot about, you know, technology and artificial intelligence going to take over the world, there's just some message there that is just, you know, embrace being human or embrace your humanity.
Would it be helpful to put we're rather than your, so you're, you know, you're as part of it too, rather than you're this robot and you're going to fix the humans?
Yeah, that's true, Linda.
You know, so even still, to me, it's too complicated. Why couldn't you just say relationships simplified?
Yeah.
I'd queue up for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it.
I mean, think about it. What do we do here every week?
That works for me.
I take the complicated shit out of your pitches and throw it away. So we're sales simplified. Okay? Yeah. Keeping in what matters and throwing away what doesn't. Right? Wouldn't it be great to have relationships that were the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So to me, something as simple as that works really well. Okay? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Next on my screen, Bevan, I know it's your first time to come here, but you've been watching. Do you fancy you go?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah,
okay.
I didn't get a chance to watch the links that you sent. In fairness, I haven't had a minute. I need to register for this at 10 to 2. I didn't even know if I could get on it, so it's really nice to see everybody. So I get the gist of it that I have to give my pitch. Is that right? What we do?
It's a sentence that describes what you do.
Yeah.
That would grab people's attention.
Okay. So we improve quality of life so that people can eat, chew, and speak with dignity and confidence from the comfort of their own home or nursing home. It's quite long, but it's what we use all the time.
It is what you do, but it's very, very long.
Yeah.
Is it
I've
dental?
forgotten the first.
Is it dental?
Yeah. We have a portable dental and denture service. So we go into people's homes and nursing homes because they can't access us otherwise. So our full one is long. So our core mission, like our core statement, I suppose, is about access to an improved quality of life.
Oh, you need to bring that to the States.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah.
Within the next 24 months, we will. Yeah.
Jeez, I thought you were going to say within the next 24 hours there for a second. Right.
Oh, I wish I was on a plane over there. Yeah, so actually our full one actually that we have on our website is we ensure access to an improved quality of life through our portable dental and denture solutions so that people can eat, chew and speak with dignity and confidence from the comfort of their own homes or nursing homes.
That's a long.
It is, yeah. So I suppose that's our core message just on the website, but yeah, it's just about we improve quality of life so people can eat, chew and speak.
So
but the key thing is that you come to them, because any dentist can say they improved quality of life.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you get that piece in that we bring it to you?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The message is about the service you provide, not the outcome that you're going to deliver. And I think it's a little tweak to the outcome, that because that's an amazing service to the people who need it. And if the message was around how that changes for those people, I think it'd be a much more powerful message.
And simplify it so much, okay? Is everybody familiar with the law of three in the brain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You're familiar with that?
No.
No? Okay. Imagine you're does everybody know the concept of a factory? And you've got a thing called a conveyor belt that runs around like that, yeah?
Yes.
Right? And I want you to imagine that you're watching boxes being put on a conveyor belt and they're heading down, right? So you put the first one on and it heads off. You put the second one and it heads off. You put the third one on and it heads off. When you put the fourth one on, the first one has fallen off the end of the belt onto the floor. So that at any one time, there can only ever be 3 on the flat top. You with me?
Yeah.
Well, your brain works in exactly the same way. It can only remember 3 pieces of good news at any one time. The moment you put a fourth thing in, the first one's fallen off. You with me?
Yeah.
And what I used to see people all the time, these people that read you out a list of features, right? And they could have 10 features, but they read you the most important ones out first. So by the time you got to number 10, you've forgotten the first 7. Right? And in exactly the same way, a big long tagline kind of thing like that, Bevan, it's disappeared. You with me? Yeah. Like, you said it twice, and at the end of it, I couldn't remember what the first half of it was. Okay? And I'm not saying love me, I'm thick. Okay?
No, that's okay.
That's the way we all are, right? So what I would be doing something like, here's the thing. What did you say? Eat, chew,
speak.
Eat, chew, speak. If somebody has a problem with their dentures, are they enjoying themselves or having a happy time if they're in front of somebody and their dentures are moving around in their mouth? No, you're really conscious of it, right? So you might decide not to go out for the lunch with the local whatever it is, right? Or whatever, right? Or with any of those things, they're not going to do it. So remind me again the 3: eat, chew, speak.
Yeah.
Eat, chew, speak, enjoy.
Yeah.
How simple is that? And it tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
I think one of the main oh, I'm gone. Sorry. I think one of the main things though is that it comes to the house.
The personal delivery.
That it comes to the sorry. Oh, there I am. Yeah, I think I feel that pitch should definitely say that they come to the home, because I like it. It's simple, but you could use it for any dental service. This is how can you bring in that it's eat, chew, speak, travel, come to you somehow. I think that's a big seller in that. Yeah. That's missing in that simplified one.
Is there something around then convenience and dignity? Are they the 2 main things?
Well, dignity and confidence are the 2 kind of things that we deliver on. But it's all about the portable service. Yeah, access and portable.
So access or inclusion and...
So irrespective of mobility, we travel room to room in nursing homes. Yeah.
Here's the thing, that's the service you provide, but the outcome is the dignity.
It is.
And if you have the dignity, you're better able to enjoy life.
Yeah, and that's the thing to focus on.
Eat, chew, speak, enjoy. then you can qualify it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? It's grabbing the attention. Okay, super. Next up on my screen, Robert Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. So I've been working on aerospace this week. So we'll get you from where you are to anywhere on the surface of the planet in under 3 hours.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Just, I want to
Give me
go.
up, Scotty.
What about climate change, Rob?
That was last week, Joanne.
What about COVID?
To hell with that. I want to get back to traveling. I've been a week too long at home.
I'm waiting for this deal to finish up with the US, so it's been aerospace this week while I've been waiting.
Okay, what do we think of that one, guys? Does anybody not want to know how to get from anywhere on the planet to anywhere else on the planet in 3 hours?
I was hoping you were going to say to another planet.
Working on that too.
I really like that. It's just so simple, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Well done, Rob.
And what's the biggest thing? The 3 hours, okay? Saving time. Brilliant. I like that, Rob. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very simple.
Excellent.
Can I
do those slogans for everybody else?
Good shave, Rob Reynolds.
Okay, next on my screen is Noreen. Do you fancy go, Noreen?
Here goes, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Release your inner goddess with a wiggle and a giggle.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And for those men, for the woman in their lives, perhaps, but it's also for maybe the feminine man who has his inner goddess. So.
Well, you
I'm already signed up, but I don't know what it is.
I like that.
Yeah, well, it made me laugh straight away, instantaneously, actually. I actually got a giggle when you even said the word giggle.
Yeah.
It made me actually, you completely lifted my facial muscles straight away listening to it.
Hands up if it didn't make you go, how does she do that?
No, it's really good.
No hands went up. Okay, that's really good, Nori.
Thank you.
Now I want to know more.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, right this moment, or?
One, while Peter's writing his notes, what exactly is it?
It's through movement and breath and dance.
I like it.
And meditation, if you wish. So it's.
That's
And
great.
there's healing,
That's
in
great.
it, but there's a lot of fun. And well, when everything's so serious in the world, it's just nice to have a bit of joy.
That's great.
No, it's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah.
So many
Excellent.
services are sold in such a serious way, and you've just made all of that stuff like fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, is that everybody now put
See
in
you,
an
Owen.
entry, yeah?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Excellent. Owen has to run away. We'll be in touch, Owen.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
We'll
Cheers.
email you the results from the Cabinteely jury.
Thanks very much.
Okay, so,
Actually, Peter,
yes.
maybe whoever did the worst at it should really be winning the prize, because they probably needed the most. You know, all of these ones that have just winged it and turned out like really cool ones on the spot, like, you know, they don't need help like the rest of us.
Yeah, we should have just winged it on the day. I should have just winged it on today. It'd been better.
Yeah, like Joanne
No, for next time. Don't do the
Joanne
homework.
demonstrated how not to overthink it. And, you know, sometimes we're overthinking, and then Joanne swings in.
Actually,
just
I noted
doesn't
just
overthink it.
sat down.
I had to stick 112 pieces of white
Yeah.
stick. So come on. It was
Next time, guys, no one does the homework. Then you don't ever think it.
Well, maybe there should be a prize for effort for going to do all that sticky stuff, but yeah.
Well, we'll think about that for the next time, right? Because this time, I said I'd give the offer for the best one. Next time we might do one for the worst one, but I have to stick by the rules that I started last week, okay?
Yeah. Just like
So, let me have a quick rundown through here.
Now, just remind you, Peter, you gave me 95%.
Yeah, but then I had to take away marks because you threw the watch in. You threw the watch in after it. You threw the bucket with the bath water, as they say.
Yeah, but and Eve, I'm not trying to be mean, but Rob doesn't work on. His percentages are like 200%. You know, he doesn't. So 95%.
No good, is it? I'm not in the running.
No. Okay. I unfortunately have a three-way tie.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I could be in the running.
I have a three-way tie. Would you guys be willing, if you were in the three-way tie, to do it as a three-way 2 hours?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So I have Teresa, Joanne, and Maureen.
High five, Joanne.
Way to go.
You are going home. No, no, I have. So that's my three-way tie.
Way to go, everyone.
Okay, so well done, you guys.
Thank
Okay. So we'll do that. We'll arrange to do that next week. Now, it is just 3 o'clock. Who is available to stay?
I kind of need to go.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
a meeting now. It's just popped up a reminder.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Because there were a couple of things that I wanted to get through, but the going through the entries took a little bit longer than I hoped, and there were two other things I wanted to do.
That was helpful to go through everyone.
For those of you who have to go now, it will be available on the recording.
Yeah.
The remainder of this, well, it'll be part of the recording, which will go up in the next couple of days. Okay.
Super.
So who has to go? Bevan has to go.
I'm going to go, and
You
I'm
have
just,
to go,
and
and John has to go.
I'm going to send a link on back to your shite definitions at the beginning of a little YouTube video of a comedian. Some of you may have heard. He's
Oh, it's very
European,
good.
living in
I've seen it.
America,
It's
and
brilliant.
he has all the
Yeah, I've seen
definitions of. It's
Brilliant.
hilarious.
You can
I'll send a
send it
link on. It's very funny.
To me or to Kelly?
I'll send it on Slack to the group.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Have a good
Thank you so
weekend.
much for having me. Take care.
Okay, lovely to see you. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is, where should I put my pen? Here it is. Okay.
Sorry, who won?
Who won? Teresa,
Well,
Joanne,
Rob didn't
and
win.
Nori.
Yeah, you're on my list of enemies now, Joanne.
Now, okay, so what I want to do, one of the things, and some of you have seen me do this before, but there's no harm in a reminder. For those of you who haven't seen it before, it's something to really work on. And we talked about this when Linda did her line about the training and the work, okay? Now, 100. Who remembers, who was here when I did that before?
Don't know what the
Everybody's
next thought is going
quiet,
to
so
be,
we
Peter.
live- What?
I don't know what we're talking about. It's just
Okay.
100. You have to give it more detail.
Okay. So, in January every year, in the second week, 100 people is the average number that join a gym in Dublin. Okay? You with me?
Yeah.
Now, out of that 100, the first 25, they turn up on the first day and the person at reception says, would you like a trainer to take you around? What do they say?
No, thank you.
No, thanks, I know it all. How do they know it all? Because they watched an episode of Prison Break, right? And they wander upstairs. What's the first thing they do? They go straight
Take a
into the
break.
weights room, find the heaviest piece of weights that's lying around, and they try to lift it. And what happens? They fail miserably, right? We're all familiar with these people, right? So what do they next do? They run down the stairs and out the door before anybody can see them. And somebody says to them, how'd you get on in the gym? What did they say? That was horrible. The showers were moldy. The people were really rude. I really hated it. It was smelly. It was everybody's fault but theirs. And when do they come back?
Never.
Following January.
Never. Okay? Now your next 70, they bought their gym membership like they buy car insurance, ringing everybody around going, how much is that and what's your best price? And I can get it for a $5 or less from somebody else. Is that Ben done? Well, I've been on to FlyFit and all this stuff is going on, right? So they buy it from the cheapest. They turn up, they walk in and they say, I'm not paying for it. Have you got a free class? And they say, oh yes, we have a free spin class on a Tuesday. That'll do me, right? So that's your 70. Now, has anybody ever been to a free spin class? If you haven't, you should go. It's a hoot, right? There's all these bicycles lined up, right? Well, it'll be a while before we'll be allowed to do it again, but all the bicycles are lined up. If a gym is giving you a trainer for free, what does it say about the trainer?
High quality, best trainer there.
The highest, right? So, are you going to get the best training? Are you going to get the best results? Are you going to be doing the best things? No. But the trainers, they walk up and down between the bikes, clapping people on the back, going, keep it up, you're doing a great job. But can they be doing a great job? No. So what did the person on the bike just get?
VFFA.
VFFA. That is a technical term. Write it down. VFFA.
This one's a keeper for the new people. Yeah.
It stands for validation for fuck all. Right? Now, what did the trainer get out of it?
Nothing
when the
really.
person that got the clap on the back was going out through reception, they stopped and they went, John was great today. And off they go. What did John just get?
Promotion.
Validation for fuck all as well. Okay? And what does John do? John counts up all his VFFAs for the year and goes in at the end of the year and asks for a pay rise. Which is his validation for fuck all, right? Now we're familiar with that. Okay? Every one of you has been to a training session, be it a corporate, a business, or whatever, where you've had a VFFA trainer, right? And you've worked with VFFA people. Now, so that leaves you 5. Take your 25 and 70, that leaves you 5. And they're the ones that they go in and they go to reception and there's a big poster on the wall. It's the fit looking couple with the muscles and the 6-pack and all that stuff that I don't have, and the sweatband and the bottle of Lucozade. And they go, I want to look like that. Who do I need? And they go, oh, do you need Mary for that? But she's very expensive. I don't care. I want Mary. And I want a dietitian. Do I need a dietitian? And how many hours a week? And what happens a year later? They look like the person in the picture. You with me? And they're the ones that basically do it with an exclamation mark. Now, why am I telling you this? Because you can see them, can't you? Every one of you can picture people that you've known that are like that. But here's the thing. In every single business I ever worked in, 25% of the team did nothing. 70% of the team did the bare minimum. And 5% carried the entire company. And I guarantee you it was exactly the same in every business, in every committee, in every group, in every club that you've ever been part of.
Price's Law. That's what it's called.
It's called what?
Price's Law.
Price's Law. And would that have VFFA written on it?
No, it's that. In any productive enterprise, 50% of the work is done by the square root of the number of participants.
Okay, fair enough.
50%.
50% is done by the square root. So incompetence grows logarithmic, and competence grows linearly. That's why companies die when they reach a certain size. Too many incompetent people. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, he's right. The reason I bring this up, though, is very simple. Are they going to make a good customer for you? They'll come along once, they'll make a mess of it, and they go and tell everybody that you're shite. So do you want them as a customer? No. The VFFA, will they do the work that's involved to get the results that you want them to have?
No.
No, they won't, right? And here's the thing. They also do what? Like I said, like the car insurance. They'll ring around and they'll say, oh, I have 15 other psychiatrists that I've phoned, and I've 25 other life coaches that I phoned, and this is the best price. Do you want to work for people like that?
Nope.
No.
Hell no.
So the 5. Do you want to work for people like that? The ones that will do it, the ones that value your service, the ones that will pay you what you're worth. Are they the ones you'd like to work for or to work with? Of course they are. But unless you learn to recognize who they are and their behavioral traits, what chance have you got of finding them? Because they don't walk around with 5% stamped on their forehead. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Yeah? So to be able to find them really quickly, do they want to know the process? Or do they want to know the outcome? The harder they work, the better the outcome. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want the hard workers, you want to be able to tell them the outcome that they're going to get. Does that make sense? Yeah? Like, for example, these guys here will never improve. These guys here might drop their waistline by an inch. These guys here will get a 6-pack. So imagine if you were out there and you were saying, oh, I'm a physical trainer and I'll help you lose weight. What happens is you try and attract them all. Will you get any of them? No. I am the 6-pack provider. I am the sports equivalent of the off license. You with me? Right? So start to think that way. Okay? And it's the outcome for your ideal client, not the outcome for everyone. That makes sense? And the next thing is, just bear with me, I just want to run and get a prop. I have another prop for you this week. Right? Give me 2 seconds.
You show?
Ja.
About not 10 minutes now.
Ja, dat past.
So how are you all doing?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely learn to do things on the fly from now on, guys.
I know, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You start over
to show that creativity under pressure is the right way to go.
Isn't it? Because you just think too much into it. I definitely thought too much into mine, and then as you guys kept doing more and more, I was like, oh, geez, now you can already see yourself doing something better now.
You can actually do 2 or 3 rounds, couldn't you? And just like iterate and get better on the way around. Yeah.
Just the tagline thing has been my big holdup. It's hard coming up with this powerful thing that stands out from all the nonsense on Instagram. Lots of coaches here.
It's a big thing in the States now, isn't it?
Filtering process, isn't it? You start off with something and you filter until you get it, something right.
The big problem, I think, is that we all know that we want to sell our stuff, but nobody wants to buy it. They don't know that they want it, or they don't know that they need it. And they have to try and tell them what their outcome will be, and there'll be no work involved.
Well, you don't want to sell. Like, I don't like the idea of selling, but we have to get the client. So how's the easiest, quickest, best way to do that?
I'm going to show you the quickest, fastest, easiest way to do it now.
Oh, good.
Because
just in time.
What's the big problem with sales in general? It's horrible, it's creepy, and people try and push stuff on you based on their features. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Yeah? What if we looked further at the outcomes and what are the value of the outcomes? Okay? So to be able to show you what I mean by that, I've got myself an umbrella. We're all familiar with umbrellas. Woohoo! Great. Typical fold up black umbrella, nothing too fancy. €4 Dunn Stores. I'll put that there. Here's another one. Another fold up typical black umbrella, €48. Debenhams. There's not a huge difference between the two of them, is there? Apart from one of them just collapsed now. Anyway, there's not a huge difference. Why would anybody pay 12 times?
Quality.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Quality.
Quality? Is it enough? 12 times?
No, it's for the outcome. You don't want to get wet. You want to be sure I don't get wet.
You want to be sure you don't get wet, right? Now, here, try and get this thing back up.
It's the fear of the other outcome that makes you pay 12 times.
Okay, can anybody think, is there anybody here based on what I've just shown you? They're both black, they're both umbrellas, they both fold up. Is there anybody here that would be willing to pay me 12 times for that one and for that one? And remember, it's 12 times.
We could end up, you see, buying about 12 of these cheap ones because they're going to go each time you use them because they're just such poor quality, whilst the other one is for, it catches the wind, it goes through it, etc. So it's cheaper in the long run.
Now, we're starting to go there, but what I want you to, I'm going to think about this. Yes, it's cheaper in the long run sometimes to buy quality, isn't it? But what do most people do? They're looking at it and they're going, to hell with it, I'll buy the cheap one. Isn't that what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. In 9 times out of 10, you'll give up. You'll go, I can't win this argument. You buy the cheap one, right? Now, there's one feature in this. Yes, it is better quality. Yes, it is stronger. Yes, it is the better umbrella. But there's one feature I didn't tell you about. And nobody would tell you about this in a shop either. It's got a thing called a tornado flap. Has anybody ever heard of a tornado flap? So I got to get down here. Basically what it means is there's a flap in it. There, look, woohoo, see my hand, hello. Right? And what that does is that lets the air out if wind blows in. Now is it worth 12 times the price? It's not. But if we look at the weak one again, what do we know about bad weather? It's exactly the same as bad people. It seldom turns up on its own. So if you get really, really heavy rain, what do you often get with it? Really strong wind. Okay? Now, this thing is so light, a good gust of wind, as has been mentioned, it will turn inside out or it'll break. But here's the thing. If I could write each one of you a check right now for 100 million quid, what's the only thing on the planet you couldn't buy with it? Time. So therefore, time is the most important commodity or the most valuable commodity on the planet, because it doesn't matter if you win the lottery, you cannot buy more time for you or a loved one. Am I wrong?
No.
Correct.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that you're on your way up Grafton Street, going to the Westbury Hotel to meet the most important client of your life, to make the most important presentation of your life. And you've got this umbrella and it blows inside out in the rain on your way to that meeting.
I have a strategy to help you deal with that stress.
But here's the thing. You get to that meeting, this thing is blown away, and you've got there, and you're soaked through your jacket, and you're soaked through your shirt, right? Are you going to be comfortable to go in and spend that time in the office with your really important client and make that presentation? So if you were to say, give me a couple of minutes while I dry myself off and go to the bathroom and hang your jacket under the hand dryer and hang your shirt under the hand dryer and then put it all back on, what have you lost? Time. And if that happens to be a very impatient person who decides they're not going to allow you the time, Can you get that time back?
Nope.
No. So now, if it can afford you that time, which one is the most valuable umbrella?
Expensive one.
The expensive one. And the second thing to think about is this. Let's say they didn't give you the time and they said, no, we want you to come in right now and do the presentation. And as I said, you're soaked through your shirt and soaked through to your skin. You know that horrible feeling you get when you're indoors and you can feel it and it starts getting cold on you? You know, we've all been there, haven't we? Are you going to be happy to make the presentation of your life?
Yes. Soggy.
Brilliant, right? So, but if you have that and it has made sure that you've arrived dry no matter what happens, are you going to be happy to make that presentation? And we all know what happens. If you make a presentation and you're in good form and you're happy to do it, how much more likely are you to actually get the contract at the end?
Oh, a lot more. It's
okay.
One of the biggest things, how you come across.
Yeah. So who says that money can't buy you happiness? Right? So.
It's a better quality of misery.
Money can't buy you happiness, but it's a better form of misery. That's exactly right. But there's the thing. Now, if you take that time into account, that's really important. If you take the fact that you'd be much happier to make a presentation that could change your life into account, is this now worth 12 times? Or could it actually even be worth 50 times, 60 times, 100 times? So what I'm telling you to think about for the next time is happiness and time are the two most valuable commodities on the planet. How can your product, service, whatever it is, provide somebody with either happiness or time? Or if you could add both of those into something, I can make you more happy for more of the time. How valuable does that now become? And how much better would that be and more interesting would that be for somebody than a features and benefits list of how it's made? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Okay. So that's what I want you to think about for the next time. How can you give somebody happiness or time or both? Has that been worth waiting for?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Peter, are we still trying to build in the metaphor into it, the visualization in it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That was the tricky bit. Trying to build that piece in.
Look at what I just did to make that whole story work for you with the umbrellas. I had to build in the bit about walking down Grafton Street in the rain. And we've all been there, haven't we? And could you imagine walking into that room soaked to the skin? How happy would you be making the presentation? You could all see yourself in the situation, couldn't you? And once you pictured yourself in the situation, it became real. And then when I said that one will keep you dry, what was the outcome? Could you see the outcome? Did you want the outcome? Were you prepared to take the risk on not getting that outcome?
You won us around, basically, you know.
Yeah. Now, what if we could do exactly the same as that for all of your businesses? This is why understanding your outcome is so important. And yet it's the one thing almost nobody ever stops to try and figure out.
Yeah.
I'm getting a huge amount of silence, tired looking faces looking back at me.
Cogs are turning.
So true, though.
Sometimes I look at that and I go, they're not getting it, are they?
No, they got it. We've got it.
Deep in thought, Peter.
Sorry?
It's easier to figure out.
Deep in thought.
You're deep
Yeah,
in
we're
thought.
already
Okay.
planning in our heads how to do this, you see. We're a couple of steps ahead of you.
Because it's easy to look at someone else and analyze, but when you have to analyze yourself and what you do, it's so much harder.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you an example. It is really hard, and we've talked about this before, right? It's really, really hard to do any of this stuff for yourself. It's as far as I know, it's even called the cobbler's shoes syndrome. Rob might know more about that. But there is a thing, you know, the village is full of people wearing beautiful shoes, but the fellow that makes the shoes and his children are all barefoot, right? Because it's very, very difficult to look after ourselves, and we can see this and we can help everybody else, right? So how do you actually figure out what it is that you give people? Well, you ring your 3 longest clients and you ask them, why the fuck are you still paying me money? This is not, I've said this before, as Britney Spears once said, that great philosopher, this ain't rocket surgery, right? I'm going to give you a really good example, right? I did a year's work with a company that we finished up just before COVID, and we got the plans we wanted to do. But the first thing was we had to start marketing, sales plans, everything from scratch the year before, because nothing was working. And I went in and I said to them, what do you sell? And they go, technology, right? What else do you sell? Technology servicing, right? What else do you sell? Well, that's it. And I said, well, why the fuck should I buy it from you? And they looked at me blankly and said, well, because we're very competitively priced. I said, well, there's a race to the bottom. I said, how long is the longest customer you have? They said, 24 years with us. I said, ring him right now while I'm standing here and ask him why he has kept giving you money for 24 years. And then I got them to ring the next one and the next one and the next one. And I think we rang 6. But in whatever it was, whether it was 5, 6, 7, doesn't matter. We only got 2 answers. We keep coming back to you because your people are amazing. Or we keep coming back to you because it's a great experience. You see, you can Google technology suppliers in Dublin and thousands of them will come up. So where do you start? So what I did was I said, so you actually sell people and experience, you don't sell technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I stood at the board and I wrote down the company name, and underneath it I wrote their tagline, which was had now become the IT experience people. And I went out and I bought turquoise shirts in their company colors, and across the back in big white letters I wrote the IT experience people, and everybody in the company got a shirt. The following week, we went to an exhibition and they walked around in pairs with these shirts on, and everybody stopped them and wanted to know what it was that they had. And they saw those 2 words, experience and people. And we threw away all their marketing stuff. We redid their website, everything based on that one line. And it changed that company forever. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, absolutely.
We turned everything. We put in sales plans. We changed the marketing. We changed how they spoke to people. We changed their scripts. We changed how they did their cold calling. We changed how they did their face-to-face meetings, all to talk about experience and people. And no longer tried to sell technology. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
So who better to ask than the people that you're giving it to? The people that are forking over the money, that are going, that's brilliant, keep it coming. All right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
And then it's about what you do with that information afterwards. In fact, that would be an interesting one for us to do for next week, wouldn't it? What if 3 or 4 of you were to ring somewhere between 3 and 6 clients before next week and come back and tell us what the client said? And we then work out what you sell based on that.
What if you don't have clients?
Well, you know.
No homework. No
sorry?
homework. No homework.
Again.
No homework. You can have a free
Rob.
week. But does that all make sense, guys?
We'll ask people that know you, Rob, what's their experience of you?
Yeah, you get character assassination instead.
Character references,
That's the only reason I come here every Friday is I know you'll all talk about me behind my back.
It keeps your ego nice and checked.
Yeah.
It's a FOMO, really.
If I miss a Friday, you know, the knives will be out. I know it. So best come here. Yeah.
So anyway, does that all make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do we have something to work with for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah? Wouldn't it be an interesting thing to do, to ring those clients?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a little secret. The last time I rang some of my own clients in that kind of social way, rather than looking for business, where I actually said, what do you actually get from me? Every one of them, within 3 or 4 days, rang me up and said, listen, I was thinking about the call the other day. Have you got a pen? Here's a number. John or Mary or whoever is waiting on a call from you. That's what happens sometimes when you get in touch with your clients and you're not trying to sell them something, but you remind them why they're your client in the first place. So that's always worth doing and trying. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Research, yeah, because we can be shite at selling ourselves, basically. You know, we're too close to ourselves, so.
Yeah,
I like what you did there with that word.
Yeah. The E was very important for politeness. Just in case Louise is listening to it at some stage. You know?
I'd say the beginning of it, she's going to be like, what happened?
Okay, guys, what did we get out of today?
BFFA.
Brilliant.
Shite. And,
yeah, shite.
Excellent. Well, if that's what we're getting, my work is done.
No, I have pages of notes. Pages of notes, actually, of stuff to review. So
actually, just one very quick thing before I go, right? As I've said to you here, you know, the kind of stuff we do here on the Friday is really only scratching the surface of what we're doing. People are coming in and people are going out. We keep it on a certain level. On the 5th of October, I'm running a 5 2-hour course, which is all about really digging into who's your ideal client, how do you communicate, how do you figure out who they are, how do you communicate with them properly, how do you put presentations together, how do you put the affirmation together, and the communication, right? It's a really, really in-depth course. It's for a maximum of 12 people. It is four 2 hours over a 2-week period with me and the group. And then the final 2 hours is a 1-to-1, just me and each person, so that we make sure that the whole thing is put together into a proper presentation, the whole lot. Joanne and Stephanie actually did it before in July. So don't take my word for it. Have a think about it. As I say, it's starting on the 5th of October. And if I could do something like that for you with all that amount of hours and with all the stuff that I have in the background, what do you think that would be worth to you?
Yeah, it's excellent though, guys, honestly. He does so many exercises, it really makes you think and question. It's like really just intense 2 hours. I loved it. I wrote it down thinking this is a new one. I was actually going to ask you, I was like, it's new and I'll go for that one. But I think Sue said best friend. I was like, oh, I know what you're doing with that one.
So look, have a think. If you would like to know more about that, you can email me through the Slack or even email me directly, himself@peterturley.ie. And we can have a talk about that one. Guys, once again, it's been a pleasure to broadcast to you from my kitchen. And have a super weekend.
You too, Peter.
See you next week.
You too.
Okay,
Thank you very
guys.
much. Everybody.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.